Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of In Your Face Readers Club. Today we're sponsored by Haven Physical Therapy, your home for healing, and it's yours truly, Il Commodore. The names will be stricken to protect the innocent. And today we have two special guests. We have two wonderfully restored to as close to original as possible, a 1977 Darth Vader and a 1982 Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, restored by one Resto Changeo. So let us begin. This is the Chess Master's Legacy. So today is a very special day. As you can see here, what we're going to do is we're going to teach our two greatest supervillains of the 70s and 80s how to play a civilized game of chess. I don't believe this has been done before, especially with these two. Just getting them in the same room was a challenge. Okay, so gentlemen, let us face the board, and now you're going to learn what it means to play chess in a modern day era. Chess was invented, I believe, in India a long time ago. The version we see today was, I believe, in the 1500s when it got to Europe, where they converted it to what you kind of more medieval game you see. It was originally created for war strategy, battle strategies in India. I'd like to also say, if you'd like to purchase this book for future learning, because it is a brilliant piece of written prose, you can get it at buythisbook.store or buythisbook.shop. You can also find it on Amazon, Walmart, Ingram, depending on where you like to shop. So let us begin. This is the Chess Master's Legacy. This is the script. The actual book is online. I love reading from the scripts. The raw prose is where you get the most flavor when we do these videos. Okay, so the kings we use will not excite you. And for all those true chess players out there, we know what that means. So in a park where velvet grass lay still, beneath the sky, young Arthur sat on a stone bench, watching the clouds go by. Above him rose a castle true made from a moonlit beam, and he sighed, wishing the world were simple as that gleaming dream. And you can see I have our beautiful little castle in the sky with young Arthur sitting on that bench there, just wondering how and where and why. A curl of silver smoke appeared and tickled at his face. It drifted off, revealing someone standing in its place. He was Swirlin, the wizard, and in his hand was held a wooden box alive. The world's a game in motion, child. Want to see how things survive? There it is, Swirlin, the wizard, master of chess, genius mind, very influential to all those who need it. Swirlin opened up the box to reveal a board of black and white, 64 small squares that shone like day embracing night. The map of life, he told him, as the glowing pieces stirred. Arthur watched in wonder, hanging on to every majestic word. When you see a box handcrafted in a traditional European oak, perhaps a dark cherry, those pieces of ivory and resin, who knows what they made them of, but I mean, just an amazing board. To see the glow that emanates from that box is a wonder in itself. Swirlin lifted up his first piece and placed it in the light. This pawn, he said, moves one square, sometimes a second with might. It captures on the diagonal, though simple it may seem, but pawns are souls and dreamers too, the start of every scheme. There you can see Swirlin holding up the pawn. Now, the fun part today, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, is that we're going to teach the actual game of chess. So as Swirlin has just told us, gentlemen, please calm yourselves. A pawn can move one piece, but a pawn can also move two pieces. Now, should a pawn be in a diagonal slot, the pawn can be taken, just like that. A pawn cannot take a piece if he is, let's say, right in front of himself. This cannot happen. This is just a block in the game. Now, then Swirlin raised a tower piece, its edges firm and square. The rook, he said, move straight ahead, wherever paths are fair. It is the castle's walls, the strength that keeps you whole. It teaches that an honest line can guide you to your goal. And there is our illustrious rook. Now, in this case, gentlemen, what the Mastery of Swirlin is saying is when a rook is moving, so we'll get some pieces out of the way here, right? If a rook is moving, he can go in this direction, right? And he can also go in that direction, right? If he's going to capture a piece, if a piece is in his way, he takes that piece. Let's get some other pieces here, for example, right? So he kind of takes him out of the way, right? And then perhaps, no, this guy moved here. He can also take a piece, go into the side, just like that. Arthur reached for a noble piece shaped like a horse in flight. The knight, he cried, his eyes bold, reflecting light. This piece alone can leap, he said, above what blocks your way. It moves in little L-shaped steps to find a brighter day. It teaches us, said Swirlin, that life doesn't run in lines. When obstacles rise up ahead, you leap, you shift, you find. For sometimes moving sideways is the path that leads you through. The world is full of twists, my boy, so let the knights guide you. As you see, Swirlin the Wizard cannot just let by. He has to animate that horse and make him come to life in the boy's hand, so he can emphasize the leap as opposed to just a chess piece moving on a board. Now again, gentlemen, this is what it means when the knight has to move. He can move 2 up and 1 over in either direction. If he chooses to take a piece, let's see if we can find this here, the horse will move in that L. So he goes 1, 1, 2, and he takes the piece, just like that. Swirlin raised a piece most pious, the bishop carved with elegance and grace. It moves along diagonals, staying not always in one place. The bishop does not stand still, he clarified, but he is bound to his own shade. 2 bishops walk 2 different paths. Both are bravely made. They teach you, Arthur, not to fear the rhythm that is yours. You need not walk like others do or follow through their doors. For every soul is different, and each path is meant to be. The bishop whispers, be yourself, your truest destiny. We'd like to mention this book can be found at buythisbook.store, buythisbook.shop, several other locations. So, gentlemen, what he is saying now is that the bishop, there is a black and a white, okay? And the bishop moves in diagonals, and he can go the length as long as something is not in his way, right? So the bishop white can move white diagonal. The bishop black can move black diagonal. We pin this guy in here, so let's get him out of the way. The bishop white, right? And again, you're moving one piece at a time. We're just showing this as the play of pieces here. So these guys can move. So you pick a piece, he goes. The bishop's so illustrious. One of the most beautiful pieces on the board, of course. The bishop's hassock upon his head. Now, the most elegant piece upon the board began to softly gleam. Swirlin bowed his head and said, behold, this is the queen. She moves in every direction, far and fast, but straight and wide. She guards the board with steady strength, with courage at her side. She teaches us, he whispered, that great power must be kind. A leader watches over all with heart and steady mind. She shows that true leadership is gentle, brave, and wise, and that caring for the ones you love is where real greatness lies. And again, we have a magnificent chess piece here. Down the road, as we sell these books all over the world, we are planning on potentially making our own chessboard specific to what you're seeing in that book. So we shall see as we go. Now, what he's saying again is the queen. The queen has many things. She can move literally in any direction that's not plugged. You know, I don't believe she can't move in the L, however. So that's the only thing she can't do. She can move in every other. And then she can go for distance, right? It's the same thing. But she cannot do the L. Now, again, to take a piece. So she's here, right? There. I don't believe the L. I'm just not sure of that one. Now, at last, Swirl touched the piece crowned with a tiny cross of gold. The king, he said in quiet tones, moves most carefully, slow and bold. Just one small step in any way is all he's meant to take. But if the king is ever lost, the whole game starts to break. And let's just revisit. So as we see here, we actually do show the pieces of the queen. She cannot move in the L. It's just that mass production there. And she cannot go through pieces. That's the beauty of raw reading. We never know what's going to happen. So at last, Swirl touched the piece crowned with a tiny cross of gold. The king, he said in quiet tones, moves most carefully, slow and bold. Just one small step in any way is all he's meant to take, but if the king is ever lost, the whole game starts to break. He teaches that your heart, my boy, is precious, rare, and true. Protect your kindness. Guard your name in everything you do. For character is royalty, the crown you always wear, and those who keep their hearts intact are kings beyond compare. Oh, the most majestically royal piece. He's gigantic on all the boards. A masterpiece in craftsmanship and swirlonomics. So what we have here again, say our pieces are, in place and they're around and there's nobody in front of that king, right? The king can literally only move in one variation per se. So if the queen, where she has these full length spectrums depending on where she is, the king only has a one space radius all around. And the goal of this game is to protect that king and capture the other player's king. Gentlemen, please, you'll get your turn. Now see, said Swirlin softly, how they work as one great team. He moved the pieces gracefully, like dancers in a dream. The knight jumped past the rook with ease, the pawn stood firm and true, and Arthur realized none could win alone in what they do. At times some sacrifices must be made to win the game. These tactics sometimes drive opposing players absolutely insane. But just like the village folk, he breathed, and castle guards above, everyone matters in this life. Each one is with our love. And here's just a little demo there of some of the pieces moving around in play. And this is why, folks, it's important to have real chess teachers, your parents, legends, masters, people who know the game, that teach it right. And of course, I play this for fun. There's great players. I've been beaten in 4 moves, the saddest day of my life, one of them. And then I've also beaten as far as the level 3 in a computer, but then it was just ugly after that. So it's consistency, it's the joy of the game. We just have fun. The sun slipped past the mountain's edge, the castle burned with gold, and swirling rose as evening mist began to take its hold. You are the player of your game, his fading voice rang clear. Move with purpose, guard your heart, and lead with love, my dear. So Arthur began his journey tried and true, to play and teach the game of chess to all those without a clue. Now he sees the pieces moving all around the board. He plays like the true king of chess, wielding his mighty sword. And here we have Swirlin saying, it's past my dinner and my bedtime. I have to go now. The game is yours. And now that you know how to play play and teach others through play. The end, or is it? And now it is your turn. The Chess Master's Legacy. And as we all know, and we all love, you can get a little close-up of Lou and Matt are actually the king and queen of the board, as we all knew to begin with. All that foreshadowing. Lou and Matt are the authors behind the beloved children's stories Birds That Pray Together, Stay Together, The Bubblegum Unicorn, Candy Ants, and To Be or Not to Be. Combining a shared passion for storytelling, they create books that are as educational as they are fun. They live and work with the goal of making every child feel like a winner, just like the characters in their adventures. I hope you enjoyed our little story. I'm now going to teach our fine young gentleman the art of chess. Good luck to you all. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you're interested in anything that we have to do in this world, or write, or say, please visit us at buythisbook.store for all your reading needs. This is Il Commodore, your captain, and many other names people like to call me, saying thank you and signing off. Until we meet again, this is the In Your Face Readers Club. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.